number 6 seed Florida Gators and the number 4 seed Auburn Tigers. Number 0, Zion Poland. Number 1, Walter Clayton Jr. Number 5, Will Richard. Number 3, Micah Hanlogton. Number 4, Tyrese Samuel. Head coach for the Gators, Coach Todd Golden. Number 2, Jalen Williams. Number 10, Chad Baker-Mazara. Number 4, Janai Brew. Number 12, Denver Jones. Number 1, Aiden Holloway. Coach Bruce Pearl.
You face one of your key mentors today in the SEC championship game. How do you define Bruce Pearl's impact on your life and career, Todd?
I certainly wouldn't be here today without him. I know that much. He's taught me a lot. Learned a lot with him in my 2 years, and then obviously over the last decade being so close with him and Steven. I love those guys. I wish we weren't competing against them today, but at least one of us is going to get a title today.
It doesn't get much better than this. How do you define the magnitude of this moment for your program?
I think it's great for our growth and where we're at. Obviously, if we get this win today, it'll be another step in the right direction. But regardless of that, we're on the right trajectory, and we're in really good shape heading into March Madness next week.
Best of luck, sir. Enjoy this. Thank you for your time.
Janai Brew, Micah Hanlogton will get us started, and Terry Oglesby puts it in the air, controlled by Auburn in the home whites and their freshman point guard, Aiden Holloway. Two of the top scoring offenses in college basketball. This is an Auburn team that's scoring 83 points a game and the only team in the country in top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency. Here's Janai Brew. Broom right into Hanlogton, throws it in, no whistle. It might be a physical one today.
Yeah, that drop coverage that Florida likes to play. I mean, you've got to attack it. You can't settle for it. Win the first chest match of the ball game. Auburn just did it. C-H-E-S-T right into you.
Deep 3, Walter Clayton is off the mark. Rebounded by Jalen Williams. In their first matchup back in February, Florida took the lead 20 seconds in and never relinquished it. They won that game 81-65. Here's Chad Baker-Mazara. He's really come out of his shell as a scorer in the last couple of weeks. Moved in the starting lineup at the same time. Shot clock at 5. Holloway the reverse. Good feed by Broom, but an empty possession for Auburn.
Yeah, Florida came with that baseline double team. And you're going to have to handle it if you're Broom in this game.
Williams with the takeaway. Holloway shares it. Baker-Mazara pulls. Got it.
Tom,
up the lead.
Yeah, they are 20 plus 27 better when he's on the floor so far in this tournament. He and K.D. Johnson are key guys right now for Auburn.
Gators have only gotten one shot up. The second results in a foul. That's what Florida's been doing so well over the course of the country. 6th in the nation in free throw attempts.
Both teams make right at 8 3-point shots a game, and Chad Baker-Mazara has become a real weapon. And in this Auburn system, the 3-man always runs the right side. The 2-man always runs the left side. They never get out of alignment. It really sets up well for a left-handed guy like Chad Baker-Mazara on the right third of the floor.
Walter Clayton Jr., second-team All-SEC guard. He has made 18 of his 18 free throw attempts this week in Nashville. Been a tough run for Florida. Their legs may be heavy in this one. They had to start on Thursday. Auburn didn't start until Friday.
Yeah, Florida's playing a basketball game 4 days in a row for the first time since 1942.
Oh, did you call that one?
I'm not sure.
Here's Broom, double-double machine. Baker-Mazara mid-range, and rebounded by Hanlogton. Drive and a dish and an extra pass, but Florida can't get a shot off. Here's Clayton into the teeth of this elite Auburn defense. Tyrese Samuel with double help coming. No, Hanlogton had his hands on it. A loose ball, jumped on by Auburn. Denver Jones, here's Holloway. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, an injury at the other end. Micah Hanlogton is in extreme pain and has not risen since going to the floor fighting for that rebound. Hanlogton frozen in pain, and immediately the athletic training staff tending to him. It is a severe left ankle injury for 7'1" sophomore Micah Hanlogton of Florida. Moments ago, a round of applause from the crowd here at Bridgestone as they prepare to move Micah Hanlogton onto a stretcher and take him off. The Florida team has been huddled by Todd Golden, and while we were in break, the Auburn team, Jimmy, joined in a circle of prayer and support. His parents are here, Benjamin and Danielle Hanlogton, and his dad, one of the first out of the stands to come to his side.
Tom, a lot of tears in this arena right now when you watch a mom and a dad hugging their son with a serious injury in front of 20,000 people.
They stabilized his lower left leg with what appeared to be an air cast. Don't know yet the extent of the injury, but every one of Micah Hanlogton's teammates came over. Coach Todd Golden was right there beside him, talking to him right in his ear to try to calm Hanlogton down. When we know more, I'll try to pass it along.
All right, thank you, Marty.
I've been in this situation as a head coach, and it affects both benches dramatically. Not only the head coach of the injured player, but the opposing coach as well. Auburn circled up pretty quickly, and they were praying as a team. Get your team now back up to compete. Not easy to do.
Auburn on the court has brought tremendous energy to start this game. The run out as the injury occurred stoked Auburn to a 7-2 lead, and now they're showing full court pressure, and the Auburn faithful trying to rebuild the energy in this arena. And it's tipped out of bounds. Will stay with Florida. From a simple basketball perspective, Florida loses a 7-1 starter. They do have depth in that front line. Alex Condon, the 6'11" freshman from Perth, Australia, replaces Hanlogton on the floor.
Yeah, that's a big loss, though. Defensively, man, such a phenomenal shot blocker and mover of the ball, and they go 5 out. But to your point, this Florida has depth to offset an injury on that front line.
Walter Clayton with the drive. Jedi Broome swallowed it up. Feels like a danger zone for Florida, just 2.5 minutes in. Holloway for 3, and a rebound yanked down by Tyrese Samuel. Samuel is versatile. He's a double-double machine, and he goes right after Broome. Another empty possession for the Gators.
Talking to Todd Golden this morning at their pregame meal, he said, we want our guy Samuel driving Broome any chance he gets.
In and out for Denver Jones. Zion Poland leads this incredibly talented Florida backcourt, and one of the top offenses in all of college basketball. Richard lobs inside to Samuel, got free on Broome, and didn't get the help he expected.
He is really good on the move for a big kid. He doesn't just lock in and post up old school rugged back to the basket stuff. Todd Golden puts him on the move, trusts his hands, trusts his feet, and his finishing ability.
Denver Jones has his shot swallowed up, and the loose ball picked up by Broome. Tonight Broome down the lane and gets fouled by Walter Clayton Jr. Talking with this Auburn coaching staff, they feel that they have an advantage with the versatility and mobility of Jedi Broome against his front line.
Well, Broome is a tough cover, and he starts knocking down those 3 balls, and that Auburn offense, Tom, it really opens up. I describe it as the lane on fire. Everybody get out of the lane, trust our 5-out action. More importantly, he has been an absolute load of an anchor defensively for a top 5 defense this year.
Nearly 2.5 blocks per game from Broome, who's got 58 career double-doubles, 6th among active players. Early trip to the bench. Denver Jones heads that way, along with Aiden Holloway. Trey Donaldson and K.D. Johnson enter for the Tigers. Instant energy from number 0, lurking behind Broome. 4 for Broome early.
Auburn extending that press to start this game, trying to get into what could be tired legs of the Florida Gators early.
Samuel offers a high screen for Pullen. He's got Katie Johnson draped all over him. Turnaround, fading to his left. Rebounded by Broome. 1 for 6 is Florida to start this game. Katie Johnson kicks it to the wing where it's picked off by Richard. How important is fast break points to this Florida team today?
Tom, it's critical, and Todd was talking this morning to his team. Auburn's half-court defense is as good as there is in the country.
Trying to advance a man down. You mentioned they hadn't played 4 in a row since 1942.
Talking to Todd Golden this morning, the other thing that he took away from his time with Bruce Pearl, he said, Bruce Pearl taught me how hard I have to work as a head coach. And Bruce Pearl will be the first to tell you that what he learned from Todd Golden was the value of analytics and numbers, and they both have grown as a head coach in the time that they've been around each other.
Katie Johnson pushes ahead after the steal. Dylan Cardwell fresh in the game. And Jalen Williams has it blocked by Condon. Loose ball corralled by the Gators. 3-on-3. Gators need to catch a break and find a bucket. Here's Pullen off the window.
But you can see the aggressive push by Florida. They do not want to go against that Auburn set defense as much as possible. Will Richard misses the 3, but he's been shooting at a 50% clip in this building. Auburn's got to stay tight to Will Richard.
Auburn has missed each of its last 4 field goal attempts. Jalen Williams, the winningest Auburn Tiger in program history, can't connect. And here comes Florida, down 3. Pullen into the paint. Cardwell got a piece of it. Auburn is an elite rim protection team between Cardwell and Broome.
They protect the rim so well, Auburn does, also because of how good and hot their ball pressure is, and they stay in front of the ball as well as anybody in college basketball.
Trey Donaldson bounces it inside to Chris Moore. He's fouled with the turnaround.
Yeah, Moore has really delivered in this tournament, a key guy off the bench. Just because you're on the bench doesn't mean you're not in the game, and Moore really, it doesn't take him a couple of trips to get started. Just the dirty plays, those hard hat winning plays you need in March from those X-Factor guys, and Chris Moore, 5 in white for Auburn, has been it.
He's come off the bench now for the last 7 games for a guy, the senior from West Memphis, Arkansas, is appearing in his 114th game as a Tiger. This is a veteran Bruce Pearl team. Not only do they know the college game well, but they have plenty of experience, but they know their head coach and his expectations, which can be intense. To your point about their defense, Auburn is #1 in the country, allowing teams just 43% from 2 on the year.
Well, look at the ball pressure. It is hot. And they square you up. They down you at times, but their value, Tom, is how hard they get after that ball. Look at the pressure right there by Katie Johnson.
Pullen somehow splits the gap. Another miss for Florida. Denzel Aberdeen and Thomas Houck off the bench for the first time for the Gators. Aberdeen was a star yesterday, and he comes up with a steal. Richard missed the dunk, but he got a whistle. What else can Denzel Aberdeen do? He had a career-high 20 in yesterday's win against A&M and immediately makes an impact with a steal.
Yeah, Denzel Aberdeen had a total of 28 points in conference play this year, and he comes up with 20 yesterday. And this time of the year, coaches play guys they trust, dudes that have proven, I can put you in the game and good things happen. Aberdeen is it. And Florida's still trying to find, I think, their life, their fight, their passion. Coming off of a horrific injury to one of their teammates, and the longer the game goes, the more that will rise up. I think they've handled it about as well as you can expect to this point.
Another one coming for Richard, who scored 19 in the win against A&M to make it to the finals. 2 for 2. The Gators hanging around despite poor shooting to start this game. Here's Donaldson off the screen from Cardwell. The lob and knocked away by Condon. And then another save on the sideline will get out of bounds. It will belong to Auburn.
And really good scouting by Florida. As soon as Auburn gets in that stack action, you know they're going to try to roll it big to the rim. There's Condon comes over, reading that stack action, knowing I'm going to take away the lob. And from this point on, Condon can't just shake loose. He's trying. And
well, Auburn in yesterday's win against Mississippi State was part of an afternoon that featured 5 technical fouls. That was a hard scrabble tractor pull yesterday. It was tied at 31 at the half, but then the Tigers found their offense in the second half. Chad Baker, Mazzara, and Jalen Williams with the board. A reset for the Tigers. 4 for 12 from the floor to start this game. Shot clock at 10. Here's Williams. Hard into Condon, and he banks it in.
Good play call by Bruce Pearl. He was outstanding yesterday in the semis. He goes to the stack action again, but he changes it up all to get Jalen Williams posted on that left side so he can go right shoulder.
Florida has started this game 2 for 12. Aberdeen slipped, got it back. And underneath, shot denied. Another block for the Tigers. Gators collect. Houck lets it fly. He's been cold lately, and that one comes up short. Houck hasn't made a three since March 2nd. He's missed his last 10.
And another play call for Auburn. Walking the floor. Ball up the floor. Bruce Pearl keeping that thing in the middle, though, for the most part.
Here's Donaldson open from 3. And a good guard rebound by Richard because Condon was locked up with Cardwell. Oh, forgot the basketball, and Donaldson missed an opportunity. 6-point Auburn lead early coming up after we finish. It's the final automatic tourney ticket, and it's the winner of the American Athletic Conference Championship. Temple, the 11 seed, advances to play Andy Kennedy's Blazers of UAB. Butta Johnson had a great game in the semis. Temple coming off of a tight win against Florida Atlantic, 74-73.
You and I saw UAB this year against Memphis, and Andy Kennedy's got the talent. If they get in that NCAA to win a game or two.
From 3, it's Richard. Kennedy won an SEC tournament championship right here in this building with Marshall Henderson at Ole Miss before he made it to UAB. Slow start for the Gators offensively. Baker Mazzara went flying. Jones to Broom, trying to size up Samuel. Shot clock at 8. Tonight Broom's a lefty, wants to go back over that right shoulder. They cut him off. With 3 on the shot clock, a short 3, and then a tie-up. Baker, Mazzara, and Houck. Chad Baker Mazzara always seems to be in the middle of the drama. And they have guys that know their roles, and some of them, like Dylan Cardwell, it's to bring that energy.
No doubt. I mean, Bruce Pearl is the Dan Hurley of this league come tournament time in terms of the edge, the fight, the boldness that he infuses his players with. And it shows up primarily on this end of the floor. The ball pressure, Tom, of Auburn is as good as we have in college basketball, not just this league.
Auburn is 5th in the country in defensive efficiency. They've locked down Florida to a 2 for 16 start. What a departure from their matchup in February where the Gators were smoking hot. There's Janai Broom to a strong side.
If you back off of Broom, it really gives him momentum to come right into your chest. Twice already in this first half. Janai Broom taking up the slack in the defense, going right into the contact and finishing.
He's now 10 points away from 2,000 for his career. Ball fake by Samuel, dig down from the guards, nearly a turnover. Only 1 assist so far for Florida and a foul on the drive.
Go back the other end, Janai Broom on the catch. Tom, there's going to be a lot of airspace. And you back off of him, that just allows him to get momentum and right, boom, into your chest. He is so good. And he gets to that right shoulder into you. That left paw becomes unblockable. What a force this kid is right now. Those set call plays from Bruce Pearl.
So Zion pulling at the free throw line. The foul charge to Denver Jones. Marty Smith, what'd you learn about Micah Handlogton?
Yeah, I got an update from the team, Tom. It is a confirmed lower leg injury. That's the extent of what we know now. But Handlogton is now on the way to Vanderbilt for further evaluation.
All right, thank you, Marty. Condon on the floor. Richard and Houck take a seat. Aberdeen, who is instant offense in a semifinal win, is back on the court for the Gators. 1 of 2 from the line for Pullen. Aiden Holloway is the freshman point guard, a McDonald's All-American. He gives them just under 8 points a game, 1 of 2 point guards. It's significant time for this Auburn team. Broom puts up an air ball, and it's off of Chris Moore and out of bounds.
Guys, Todd Golden doing a really good job in the Florida huddle of making sure that his young man maintained the intensity necessary after seeing their teammate go down with an injury. He said, we have to stay greedy, physical, relentless on the defensive end. And offensively, he stressed to his guys, they're going to pressure us. You see it right now with the double. He said, don't let their pressure dictate what we do. We have to do what we came here to do, and then we'll run them out of that pressure.
Well, what was successful the last time these two teams played, Marty, to your point, Florida's guards, Poland, Clayton, they just lined up and make it a one-on-one game, and they won their battle. Auburn, so far defensively, not allowing that to happen.
Riley Kugel had 22 points in that matchup. Kugel didn't play in yesterday's semifinal game.
Best in the nation, Auburn, taking away your baseline out-of-bounds plays. They were working on it back in October before the season ever began for about 30 minutes.
Samuel's got a mismatch. I think it's Broom on him. Poland gets cut off. Shot clock is at 4. Condon dealing with the traffic. Here's Aberdeen. Lost the basketball and a shot clock violation charged to Florida.
There's no off switch for Auburn's pressure. They absolutely climb up into your jersey. They can suffocate you. If you can't go by him off the bounce, man, you're going to have some great movement, some hard screens. Try to move Auburn, get him in a closeout. Not easy to do.
That is just the 11th time in 35 games that Florida has been whistled for a shot clock violation. Here's Broom on the curl. To the left hand and a dig in by Clayton. They are going to count it. No, it's on the floor. And it will be charged to Clayton, the reach in as Broom made the turn.
But the go-touch action from Bruce Pearl for Johni Broome, very effective. He's going to get this ball on the move. A lot of times we wrap a guard around a screen like that to get a go-touch. Bruce Pearl changes his offense, uses his big guy. Watch out.
Here's Samuel out ahead of the pack. And the lay-in is what Florida needed, some fast break opportunities.
Head tap is usually a ball screen for that guard up top, and the ball pressure just knocks it off.
Chaney Johnson fires, buries the triple.
You do not dare Auburn to shoot threes.
35% on the season, one of the best shooting teams Bruce Pearl has had since he's been on the Plains. Samuel lost his balance and walked with it. Johni Broome just pulled the chair on Tyrese Samuel on the other end.
Tom, you cannot dare Auburn to take threes. They shoot it too good and too much confidence. Man, they can all really spin it. Multiple guys, and you've got to be on the airspace. Make Auburn do something today off the bounce. And to your point, Johni Broome, he has been the anchor of this top 20 defense in back-to-back years. His voice is tremendous. He sees all the plays early, loud, and constant as a talker. And Auburn right now clicking on the defensive end.
Broome on the SEC defensive team. Before he got to Auburn, he was at Morehead State, was the OVC Defensive Player of the Year. Nice spin and finish. Johni Broome's got 8. He is carrying this Auburn team.
Bruce Pearl is sending a message to Todd Golden, the understudy. I don't think you can handle my post player.
Samuel trying to get some space, left it short, and got the whistle.
All the play calls are for Johni Broome right now. I mean, Bruce Pearl's moving him around different starting spots, but his flash ability to the ball and his spin right now is causing a lot of trouble for those Florida bigs. Another big guy getting go touches on the move.
Oh my, Johni Broome. A little acting, every advantage he can try to find. Foul was charged at Chaney Johnson. Tyrese Samuel at the free throw line. 2 games ago, Samuel set the SEC tournament record for free throw attempts. He also set the record for free throw misses. So what did the staff tell him? Remember your tempo. Deep breath, 1 dribble, slow down. And he has been magnificent at the line since.
And he's going to have to be good offensively in this game because Auburn, they don't come off on those wings. So Tyrese Samuel, I think today will be a pressure release guy in the middle part of the floor, driving downhill instead of a ball reverser.
It's a Florida team that has made its living at the free throw line over the course of this tournament. 41 attempts in the second round against Georgia. 23 of those came from Samuel. And They're 27-35 in the semi-win against A&M. A whistle on the drive. Denzel Aberdeen charged with his first on the Aiden Holloway push to the basket.
Yeah, Florida's 6th in the nation on the year, 25 free throw attempts a game. They've taken it up by 12 per game at 37 in this tournament. And that's primarily the guard play, and even a guy like Samuel as a driver I think is going to be important in this game for Todd.
Aiden Holloway, 77% from the free throw line on the year, the 6th McDonald's All-American in school history. Most of those come into play for Pearl. Coming up later on CBS, they'll have the exclusive NCAA Men's Basketball Championship bracket reveal during their annual selection show. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific.
Tom, the SEC, I think, is going to have 6 of the top 20 overall seeds. Tennessee's probably going to be a 2, Auburn a 3, Bama and Kentucky sitting at the 4 line. And this Florida Gator team and Lamont Paris's South Carolina team, I don't think will be worse than a 5. Just a loaded SEC this year.
A bump out top from Denver Jones. It's a change for Auburn. They were a 4 seed coming into this week, but Joe Lunardi says they played well enough to move to that 3 line. Kentucky was there coming into the weekend, but the Cats were one and done just like Tennessee.
Well, there's no question in my mind about Texas A&M. You're going to reward that non-conference strength of schedule. Texas A&M also got help last night. They have a neutral floor win over Iowa State, who won the Big 12 conference tournament. I think those teams are solidly in place, and multiple teams in my eyes that could get to that Final Four. The SEC and the Big 12 are going to dominate in terms of the number of teams that will be in that NCAA tournament.
Zion Pola knocks down the first, another one coming. None of the top 3 seeds made it to the weekend in the SEC tournament for the first time since 1983. What does that say about the depth of this league?
And it speaks volumes about the depth of this league. You're exactly right. I've covered this league for a long time. I've always felt on Selection Sunday the SEC had a couple of teams that could make a deep run. It seems like not this year. It's 5 or 6 deep, and Florida being one of them.
Gators making their living at the free throw line in the first 12 minutes of this game. Johnson steps through, too strong.
Good job by Samuel. Throw up a wall and not foul.
Gators just 3 for 17. They shot 48% in the first half of the regular season matchup with Auburn back in Gainesville in February.
And Auburn switching hot and high. No space at all for the blue jerseys.
Stolen by Baker Mazzara. He's got numbers. He'll take it himself. 10-point Auburn lead again.
This game's all about Auburn's suffocating defense. Just smothering into those Florida actions. If the guards for Florida can't win one-on-one, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Samuel with the touch.
I like that release, though, by Tyree Samuel. Put him in the middle of the floor. Let him short roll. He's a very good, powerful roller with a finesse finish ability.
By the way, after yesterday's semifinal win, Bruce Pearl went to our television set and he implored the Auburn family to show up today. He said, go to church and then drive up. Wait, it's an early game. Skip church. You're going to have to skip church to make it to the game on time. And it has paid off as Chaney Johnson has added to the Auburn lead. Double digits again. Samuel working out Broome. Got a nice screen from Condon, but couldn't find the rim from a foot away. A push ahead. And Johnson took it across the end line. Auburn leads by 10. And they got control of this one early.
Well, Auburn is hot defensively. The defense is airtight. And Auburn already with 6 baskets at the rim. Nothing finesse on either end from Auburn early.
From a Florida consideration, their largest comeback win of the season occurred just yesterday. They were down 18 to Texas A&M, but fought their way back to win it. Richard got tied up, took it to the ground. Here's Houck. And Houck hits the floater. If you're Florida, Tom, you got to stay aggressive. Auburn already with 17 fouls. Just hang in this game so you can get your groove, your rhythm back. And 2 come from behind wins in this tournament. Not just the 18 yesterday, but also down 7 in the second half to Georgia in their round 2 win. Here's Cardwell, not a shooter. Donaldson. Baker Mazzara is a shooter. He's not shy. Takes it all the way in with the right and will go to the free throw line. Bad closeout by Riley Kugel. We had a chance to listen in on Florida's head coach Todd Golden a moment ago. Here's the Florida huddle.
defensively. Just got to fight harder for catches, fight harder to get middle, quit allowing their pressure and their physicality to keep us out of the middle. All right? Make sure we hit the trail when we can. And you guys got to make quick decisions, whether we're swinging and playing the other side or going brush on the same side. All right? We got to fight harder to get middle that way. All right? And then in transition, make sure we run on our clean rebounds. Got to get out and get up and get in transition. Remember.
So run, but the first thing we heard in the half court is to get to the middle. Auburn did not do a good job of defending the middle in the first matchup. They want to side everything. Have they succeeded so far today?
Well, and what Todd is saying is exactly right. You're going to have to play through the physicality that Auburn's throwing at you. You've got to compete hard on the offensive end when you play Auburn. What Bruce Pearl told me about Todd Golden last night. I said, Coach, what makes Todd Golden the coach that he is? He said he is extremely smart and he's way, way tougher than he looks.
Shot clock at 9. Gators haven't been able to penetrate on this possession. Now it's at 5. Aberdeen dances, fires from way deep and barely caught the rim. Rebounded Jalen Williams.
That is not the answer. That is not physical, tough offense by Florida.
Into the cheerleaders and an Auburn turnover, looking for the lob. 5th turnover for the Tigers.
But Tom, think about with all this going on, only a 10-point deficit. Florida with a horrific injury. They had to reset their mind and their thoughts and their focus. They're hanging in this game that they can just figure out offensively, how can I get Auburn in a closeout and continue to drive the ball?
They have gone on big runs over the course of the season. The back cut is denied by Donaldson, and it leads to an Auburn run out. Here's Donaldson pushing. Kicks to Baker Mazzara for a triple. Williams crashing hard. Cardwell on the glass. And with 5 minutes to play in the first half, Auburn's physicality winning another battle.
This will be a ball screen again. Head tap play will be some type of a ball screen in the middle part of the floor.
Cardwell to Katie Johnson, in with the bigs, and they get Houck with the foul.
Tom, that is old-fashioned Bruce Pearl offense right there. Slows the game a little bit, spreads it out with a middle ball screen, but ultimately the thing's continuing to go inside. This shuffle cut off the flex screen action, you're going to get the cut right here by Katie Johnson. This is the play call. Spread it out, bam! Set the flex cut. Man, Bruce Pearl just 2 or 3 times each half throughout his career, he gets you a basket off that action.
Well, Dr. Tom Davis flex cut action?
Absolutely.
Old school Iowa.
It's old school and it still works.
Todd Golden has not been happy with the whistle in this one. Katie Johnson has another free throw coming. Condon will replace Samuel on the front line for Florida.
The other thing that Todd Golden said this morning, I learned under Bruce Pearl the importance of getting my guys to play hard every single possession.
Pearl's fire runs hot. It doesn't matter if it's an SEC championship game or an early December contest when they're favored by 28. He is intense each and every day. And by the way, they've usually taken advantage of that. Here's Houck. Blocked by Cardwell.
You can't go with one, you got to go with 2.
Katie Johnson sizes it up. And Richard took a shot from Cardwell, and then tumbling over the table is Baker Mazzara. Richard got hit in the head by Dylan Cardwell on an rebound attempt, and Baker Mazzara ends up in the first row.
And the intensity in this arena all week long right there. You cannot go with 1 time. You got to go with 2. You won't draw the foul if you try to have a finesse finish in this game. And there's the clock of Will Richards. And right here, man, take that thing up with 2 strong paws, and Cardwell is going to eat it up if you don't. Learn the lesson, play on, and get better within the game right now is the message Todd's got to tell his bigs.
Auburn has its largest lead despite not making a bucket in the last 3 minutes. Done it with defense. Baker Mazzara trailing, pulling. And a foul. With a hand, no, it's away from, it is Baker Mazzara, a little hand action, trying to slow down pulling. It's a second, and their 3rd leading score.
Todd Golden is one of the better coaches in this league, Tom, at using different actions off of an Iverson cut, but a lot of his action involves a tight curl. like shoulder-to-shoulder tight curl. Another good way to knock off the pressure of Bruce Pearl's defense. And he gets Pullen to the free throw line.
The curl gets tighter. Would that be a Formula One cut?
Yeah, instead of NASCAR, now we're talking Formula One. It's the same principle, though. Speed into the turn, into the ball. Very difficult to handle in the college game right now.
Broom back in for Cardwell. Pullen calmly knocks down the first. Where would Florida be without their efficiency at the free throw line? 10 of 11 from the stripe. Just 5 for 22 from the floor.
This kid right here is Ian Pullen. Averages 1 turnover every 36.5 minutes in conference play. There's not a truer, more trusted handle in this league than 0 in blue.
Second best assist to turnover ratio in the entire country. 25 of Auburn's 26 wins have come by double digits. The lone exception was yesterday. Williams falls down. Now Florida has a chance to cut it to single digits. They have dominated their opponents on a regular basis. Katie Johnson near steal. It's off of Florida and will be Auburn basketball. The Auburn energy has been there from the jump. Tigers have played their way towards a 3 seed. They're looking for an SEC tournament championship, which would be their first since 2019. That was a season. It was a dream year on the Plains. They ended it for the first time in program history in the Final Four. Push ahead to Houck. And he's fouled.
What did he do differently? Yes, sir. What did he do differently? And Todd Golden probably told him, in this game, one-hand finishes aren't going to work. Man, I love guys that grow up within the game. And Houck gets out in front, and there's no one-hand finesse finish this time. You secure that thing. What are you going to do? You're going to try to win the race points in this game. Look at Houck. Absolutely, man, that is really good growth. Todd Golden says, that's my guy. Well done.
Houck with a three-point play. He'll find more minutes on that front line with the injury to Micah Handlogton, who left at the 17:39 mark. And Florida has played abysmally on the offensive end, only trailing by 7. Donaldson pull up from 15. That's true.
The value of winning the elbow offensively.
Katie Johnson 0 on 0 is trying to lock up Pullen. And now Chaney Johnson playing with 2 fouls all over Houck. Haven't gotten a paint touch on this one. Condon cut off again. Shot clock's at 5. Houck downhill. Layup no, and a tip in from Condon, the freshman from Australia.
Tom, we know that Florida all year long, they've been one of the top 2 or 3 offensive rebounding percentage teams in the country. They're down a guy right now, but it's still a physical, long front line.
Baker Mazara crossing over. Floater skips off the rim, and the loose ball corralled by Chaney Johnson, then stolen away by Houck. Numbers for the Gators, 3 on 2. Broom is back. Condon goes right into him. Wow! Comes out of nowhere. Another jam for Thomas Houck. It is a 5-point game. A reach in on Will Richard.
Man, the spark that Houck has given the Florida Gators, fighting for rebounds, running the floor, winning the foot race. Watch the follow-up passion by Houck. Bam, right there. Yeah, he has been a key guy the last 90 seconds. You can see Todd Golden continuing to tell his guys, we've got to rip and run every single time we have the opportunity in this game, and it's starting to slowly pay off.
That was the 3rd personal on Will Richard. Aberdeen, yesterday's star, back on the floor with Richard sitting for the remainder of this half likely.
And people watching the game say, wait a minute, his name is Houck. Like the K at the end, it's spelled H-A-U-G-H, but it's pronounced Houck. I asked him earlier this year why. He said, you know what? I've got no idea. I don't know. My parents don't know. My grandparents don't know. We're just always been called Houck.
Well, if you ask him why Florida, one of the answers and influences would be the quarterback, Tim Tebow. He grew up a huge Tebow fan. Now he's wearing that same blue and orange. Aberdeen the rebound. Auburn led this game by 12, 31-19.
And it feels like Florida now temporarily has that injury behind him, and now they're just hooping.
Clayton denied. Katie Johnson comes out with it. 5-on-3 for Auburn. Katie kept it himself, and Houck came up with a block. It is physical. We got pushing and shoving. Baker Mazzara wanted to insert himself again.
Tom, doesn't it feel like, though, Florida now is back into this game? They are right where their feet are.
They are playing loose and free for the first time since the first 2 minutes.
I agree, and it takes a lot of gumption because they got a severe gut punch with that injury. And sometimes it takes 1 or 2 media timeouts to get your guys back in the groove, but now they are right in the fight.
Covered by Houck. There was no personal foul called on this play. Out of bounds off of Florida after the block, but they want to go to the monitor to see the extracurriculars after. It has been chippy. Auburn got whistled for 3 technicals in their matchup yesterday against Mississippi State. That was a 73-66 rock fight of a win.
After review, we have no flagrant foul.
This will probably end up with a play for Broom.
They go into Williams, the lefty with a turnaround jump hook over Houck.
I said Brooms, I thought the ball was going to be pounded inside, and they go right to Jalen Williams. But Bruce Pearl knows this is not a game to run finesse stuff. You got to come with your jackhammer, your strong points, your body blow plays, especially on special sets.
No, as you see, gymnastics championships aren't until next week. Here's Condon downhill. Got past Broom and a beautiful move with the reverse.
Again, that naked corner, empty action roll has been good for Florida already a couple of times in this game.
Williams trying to post up Houck. Trying to pull everybody out. Nobody wants the ball. Janai Broom puts it on the floor. Broken play, ends up with a bucket for Janai Broom, who's into double figures.
Florida cannot handle that drive ability of Broom. They're backing off of him and daring him to come at him. He'll say thank you very much.
Zion Poland trying to find something against Chris Moore. They skip it to Clayton, and he leaves it short. Houck is there again. Condon the handoff. Clayton turns it into a fadeaway. Got a bump, and now Moore goes down. We got 2 guys down. Katie Johnson ahead of the pack. Blocked at the rim. Big time swat by Poland.
There's a better chance of me singing at Tootsie's than there is Katie Johnson giving it up.
I know some folks. Broom with the block into the half. A half dominated by the Auburn Tigers.
Coach, how do you assess this first half?
I thought we played really well offensively. You know, we got what we wanted. Setting them to the foul line, you know, way too much. I think they only had like 6 or 7 field goals the entire, half, so it's great. I told our guys, I'll leave it, keep it under 78 or something. We got a chance to win this game.
Janai Broom was dominant while he played. What did you see from his matchups that looked beneficial?
Well, he had the advantage down on the inside. Florida double-teamed him a lot. We're getting him nice, deep touches, and he's taking care of business.
Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate your time.
That Auburn led by 12. It felt like the Tigers were just going to blow this thing right out of the water, but a couple of untimely turnovers, some quick shots for Auburn, and Florida hanging in there by getting to the free throw line. Here's a deep 3 from Aiden Holloway.
Tom, why? Right off the bat, the first possession, you back off of a guy that's what he wants to do. He's not much of a downhill driver. He wants to trust that jump shot. Boy, that's a big shot.
That's just his second 3 in this tournament. Game number 3 for Auburn. 4th game in 4 days for Florida. Condon starting the second half. His pass denied by Broom. Gators corral it Samuel. Shot clock at 7. There's the drive and a finish and a foul.
That's what Florida did in the first matchup. They drove hard with their guards, and the guards made plays. You get a little bit of a defensive closeout against Auburn, you got to take advantage of it. And that's a hard, strong finish by Poland. He holds off Broom in a proper way to hold him off. Doesn't get called for the offensive foul, and Broom pleading his case.
Poland 86% from the free throw line. Transferred to Florida from UC Riverside. And makes it a 3-point play. First team all-conference performer for the Gators. Holloway coming off of a big 3.
The depth of Auburn always a concern. They played 10 guys in the first half. Todd Golden only went 8 deep. He has not played Riley Kugel in this game, who had 22 the last time they played. So there's a trust issue right now between Todd Golden and putting Riley Kugel on the floor.
Clayton gets fouled on his way in. Kugel did not play in yesterday's game either for Florida, but he is one guy who got the highest three-point percentage on unassisted threes. He's a guy that can absolutely get you buckets off the bounce. Baker Mazzara, by the way, just charged with his third. Back to the free throw line. This time it's Walter Clayton Jr., who has made each of his last 19. Florida 6th in the country, 25 free throw attempts a game. Tied into their guards' ability to get to the rim and pick up fouls. 1 minute into the second half, it's a 6-point game. Jones fade away on Samuel after finding space.
Good job by Jones to wrap the screen, get himself freed up with a little bit of momentum. Really good with that step back.
Floater goes. Zion Pullen's got a dozen.
It is no secret Todd Golden wants to run, even after a make right now, trying to get ahead of that Auburn set defense.
Baker Mazzara looking for Bro. Double came way late. Denver Jones left open and finally brought down by Walter Clayton Jr. Running the floor, Pullen. One-hand attempt denied. Williams is hurt. Follow jam by Condon. And now Jalen Williams slow. Jalen Williams, second team all-conference, is the all-time winner in Auburn basketball history. 113 wins. He's playing at school record 139th game. He is as tough as they come, Jimmy. He got tangled up in a game against Kentucky under the basket. Bruce Pearl's thoughts after the game: this guy might miss some significant time for us. He missed all in one game.
Yeah, his motor is exactly what Bruce Pearl recruits to. And just those hard rim collisions that happen in this league all year long, you got to win your fair share of them. And Florida much more aggressive to start this second half. Pullen goes in and high and hard with one, and Williams meets him at the rim.
Jimmy, how about the athleticism in this league and what we're seeing today with the challenges at the rim?
That's why this league, Tom, combined is the best offensive rebounding league and the best block shot league in all of college basketball.
Broome intercepted by Samuel.
Man, what are you seeing if you're Holloway there, huh?
Here's Clayton. Peels it back out and trying to find Samuel on the block. Tempted himself, never gave it up. But Walter Clayton has turned it up in the second half.
You just stay with your strength if you're Todd Golden. He's got that energy going behind his bench. He knows his guards are good enough to come back in this second half with a lot of isolation plays.
Jones stepped back 19-footer off the front of the rim. Tapped out of bounds. And we'll keep it on this end with Auburn. What about the shot selection for the Tigers here after having a 12-point lead?
Yeah, well, Bruce Pearl is going to, again, play call after play call. But Florida's defense now has also turned it up a couple of dials on that knob. Much more aggressive, much more with ball pressure right now you're seeing from the Florida Gators.
Gators have scored the last 6. Broome into the double. Passes out of it to find more. Great line of sight.
And a good job by Seymour to see more of the floor and where the opening was. Snuck right behind that backside defender.
Walter Clayton fires a 3 right in front of Todd Golden. Another Gator answer.
To Marty's point, Todd Golden very happy with his guys the second half of the first half to get back in this game after that horrific injury to start with.
Gators have not led this afternoon. Rebound by Samuel. Pullen goes all the way into the lane, throws it up and misses. Broome the rebound. Jones skips right through the defense but leaves it short, and Samuel yanks down another board. Here's Tyrese Samuel working on Broom. Condon with the offensive effort. Cheney Johnson ties him up. This is a Florida team 6th in the country in offensive rebound percentage. Now all of a sudden, Todd Golden's squad has some energy, and their fans do too.
Yeah, it is 90% Auburn in this building, but the 10% that's here, they've got the mojo and the momentum. Man, what a good coaching job by Todd Golden to keep his guys in the moment, get them refocused, and to come out of the second half much more the aggressor with way more fight, trusting his guards to make plays.
That was the third personal on Cheney Johnson. He exits. Out back on the floor off the Florida bench. He was an inspiration in the first half. Clayton dumps it to Condon. Denied by Cardwell. 8th block of the game for Auburn.
Their rim defense has been outstanding.
Into Cardwell, out to Johnson for 3. And Clayton secures the rebound and got a trip from Chris Moore. It's the first on Moore. The fouls piling up though for Auburn. Timmons' field of 68 is revealed with a complete breakdown immediately followed.
Tom, we know this. When that bracket comes out, everyone is vulnerable. Purdue learned it last year. You better strap it on and play your best basketball as soon as that NCAA tournament tips off, or you will get knocked in the nose and knocked out way quicker than you think.
Tipped out of bounds by Chris Moore, and Florida gets another possession. 4 games in 4 days. Even before the injury to Handlogton, there was some concern for this Florida team to have a quick turnaround, play again on Thursday. They would love a first-round game on Friday, no doubt about that. Florida +5 on the glass second half.
Guys, as you would imagine, great intensity as we have another foul. It looks like on Williams. Looks like on Williams. Tremendous intensity, emotion, energy in the Florida huddle. Todd Golden walked in, hands clenched, and said, great job, pounding the whiteboard. He said they cannot guard us in transition. Let's run them out of the building. Meanwhile, Walter Clayton, Tyrese Samuel, Will Richard, all pumping up Alex Condon to stay physical and get his body into the defenders and draw some more fouls.
And Marty, to your point, Todd told me this morning, I learned the value of passion as a head coach from Bruce Pearl. He said, I was an analytical, really fought the game well, learning from Randy Bennett. That passion he learned from Pearl.
Chris Moore, the steal and the layup, and Auburn extends the lead to 3.
Well, they can get you off their defense. Their special situation defense has been over the years the best in the country.
Shot clock at 10. Pulling baseline, got hammered by Williams, and that'll be the 3rd on Jalen Williams.
Look at the foul trouble in this half right now for Auburn. Florida has not fouled. Man, the game inside the game. With the previous hoop by Auburn, they just suffocate you, and their ability to rip and run right there, bam, just to shoot the gap. Multiple athletes. Chris Moore continues to be that X factor at the other end. Florida in the first game, the guards took over, driving the ball, getting to the free throw line, winning their one-on-one bout.
3 key players in foul trouble for Auburn. Zion Pullen's got another one coming. What a difference the second half has made to this Florida offense. They make a 3 in the first half. And Pullen misses both free throws.
They have started to compete at a higher level. Florida has on the offensive end. Nothing is going to be given to either team, Tom, this remaining 4:24 in the game.
Donaldson from the logo. Bam. Got it!
Don't dare Auburn to shoot a 3.
Started the half with a 3, and now another steal. 3-on-1. Here's Jones, a jam!
Auburn says, not so fast.
13 points off of 8 Florida turnovers for this Auburn team today.
The suffocating defense. Florida, Tom, only 1 out of 10 from the three-point line in this game. They just can't get good looks.
Samuel's floater in and out. And then Cardwell fighting for the rebound was fouled. Dylan Cardwell is an energy leader. First on Samuel, the acronym that they use to describe Dylan Cardwell is RED. Rebounding, energy, defense. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody more energetic.
And he embraces his job description just like you'd expect. And this is a kid that the defense does not drop off. Bruce Pearl does not put a bad defender on the floor in any position.
Donaldson launches again.
He said, uh-oh, why again, Tom? And Todd Golden says the same thing. Why would you back off? The building's hot right now for Auburn.
Here's Clayton with the push off the window.
If Auburn beats you off the bounce the rest of the way, so be it. But if you're Todd Golden, you're telling your guys no more clean threes.
This shooting team Bruce Pearl has had in his time on the Plains. 5 threes and now a 2 for Jones and a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play.
How about the seal off by Cardwell? Man, this one right here. This is a gut punch to Todd Golden. It went all over him. Just the lazy closeout by Will Richards, standing and watching. No dare threes from Auburn. They're making you pay every time. Watch Dylan Cardwell right there on the inside. That is a screen assist. Just moving Tyrese Samuel out of the way. And Auburn, just when they got knocked back, picks himself up off the mat and throws a couple of haymakers.
So Denver Jones, who had 21 against Georgia at the end of the regular season by making 7 threes, goes to the free throw line for an old-fashioned three-point play. Left it short, and we get a whistle on the rebound. And that's going to go against Chris Moore. It's a second on Moore. Prior to that, the second on Tyrese Samuel will walk down to the other end with a Florida team in the bonus.
Yeah, that's the one advantage Florida has right now, down 11. But they got 13 minutes to be in the bonus. So you have to take advantage of it. You got to drive the ball. You got to drive it with force. Bring the officials into this game.
Alex Condon arrived in Gainesville from Perth, Australia. He played at the NBA Global Academy last year. From an athletic family, his mom Leah was on the Australian national swim team. His dad Damien, an Aussie football standout, missed the front end. Tigers on a 12-2 run. And Samuel ran right through the screen to commit his third personal. I don't know, Chris Moore may be a little woozy.
Yeah, Tyrese Samuel just blows it up. Bruce Pearl, during the practice on Wednesday, he said, we have to set SEC screens, strong physical screens. Chris Moore does, and then Tyrese Samuel just tries to blow it up. And again, another example of Moore giving up his body for the betterment of the Auburn Tigers.
There's Baker Mazzara replacing Moore into Jalen Williams, and he walked with it.
He hopped. Tommy started hopping, and for an inside score, the wood is your friend. You don't want to start hopping around and get knocked off balance. Stay attached to that floor. Keep your foundation strong. And he hops right there. So he starts hopping, he gets called for the travel, but that's not what you want from your offensive post players.
Athletic training staff walking with Chris Moore back into the tunnel towards the locker room. Poland in the paint. He's got 14.
He just flashed right to the middle of that opening in that Auburn defense. Uncharacteristic of Auburn to give up one that early in the possession.
Here's Jalen Williams. Samuel's got 3. Got to be careful. Turn around, baby hook. Nope. Condon the board. Zion Poland got spun around, gave it to Condon, took a bump, and then got stripped by Donaldson. This is a physical game. If this were just random Nashville traffic, everybody's airbags would have been deployed by now. Jones for 3. Got it! Tigers are red hot. Aberdeen guarded by Williams. Here's Clayton. And now Pullen. Shot clock at 7. Pullen got some space. Another lane jump shot, and it's knocked out of bounds. Auburn basketball.
On a good zone defensive possession by Auburn. And Florida wasn't real certain what defense they were staring at. He knows the value of winning this tournament, Tom, because in 2019, he brought this Auburn team in here. They won 4 in a row on their march to the Final Four. Being hot, healthy, and hungry at the right time, so important in March, and Bruce Pearl knows it.
They beat Florida in the Elite Eight in Madison Square Garden to make it to the Final Four. Jalen Williams' first bucket of the second half is a big one. The Tigers are on a 17-2 run, and they've made 7 of their 8 buckets in this span.
Think about the depth of Auburn. All 10 guys have played more than 11 minutes. No one's played more than 18. The best depth in college basketball is the team in white.
Denzel Aberdeen leaves it short, got it back, puts it right back up, and the mulligan pays off for his first bucket of the game.
Does Florida have one more punch in them to get back in this game? Todd Golden right now, I'm sure, telling his guys we got to have one more good run right now and get pressure back on Auburn.
Broom, beautiful pass, Chad Baker, Mazzara.
The pressure release plays of Bruce Pearl have been on point. Moving guys from one side of the floor to the other, and that wrap screen Bruce Pearl has used time and time again in this tournament.
Aberdeen had 20 yesterday. He's got 2 today. Under 10 to play. And now Pullen draws a lot of attention. Shot clock at 4. Richard pull up. Condon the board. Houck, and his putback beats the buzzer. The shot clock didn't reset originally, and I thought that first jumper raised the rim.
From day one, Thomas Houck has been a competitive dude. Todd Golden told me in October, I've got a guy down on the depth list right now, about 8th or 9th, but he's going to get minutes for me because he has courage and fight from day one, and you're seeing it right now, talking about 10 in blue.
Versatile high school athlete, played football, volleyball, and golf in addition to hoops at Perkman School in Pennsylvania. And another finish at the rim. Janai Broom's got a dozen.
And 4 out of every 5 play calls have been for Janai Broom in this game.
Broom commits his second.
Tom, every once in a while, he'll go away from Janai Broom. And this little Iverson cut wraps hard for Chad Baker Mazzara. You'll see it probably about once per half. It's just a really good pressure release, opening up that back end, lifting the defense, and getting that circle cut. But this has been the monster in this game, Janai Broom. He has won the chest match time and time again. And again, it's C-H-E-S-T that Broom is excelling.
Missed opportunity at the free throw line for Zion Pullen. He's only 6 for 10 today. Condon gets a breather. Samuel returns. The Florida team that came on hot after a slow start in the SEC. They've won 9 of 12. Got tripped up in their regular season finale up the road at Vanderbilt. And recovered in a big way after a sluggish start in their second round game against Georgia. 18-point comeback yesterday. They need another big monster energy game for their offense to climb back in this one.
And they do. They have to take advantage of being in the bonus and make their free throw attempts.
Broom got real close.
Again, Bruce Pearl putting Janai Broom on the move as a post player is just really hard to guard.
Aberdeen gets it to Richard. Samuel working on Broom, and with the left he finishes.
And Bruce Pearl throwing in some zone looks, again trying to defend without fouling. And he'll probably stay with as long as the lead stays at 12 or 13.
Tigers have made 5 straight. Got him. Whoa, all alone. That was aggressive, and Williams still on the ground. Florida pushes the other way. Richard reverses it off the window.
That's a big turnaround. It what looked like an automatic 2 off that flex cut, that flex action. The shot gets blocked, and the race points again by Florida, keeping them in the game.
Bruce Pearl using a timeout. finish here with a rocking little heartbeat. Auburn's heartbeat has been, well, it's been to the tune of 62% shooting in the second half. Jeanette Broome bodied up by Samuel. That is the fourth on Tyrese Samuel.
He is such a tough cover, Janai Broome, especially in that logo area. He's quick with his shoulders. He's strong. He's tough. And Todd Golden knows that's just a one-on-one match that we're probably going to lose is more than we're going to win.
Here's Janai Broome, just 60% from the line on the season. And he's got one more tonight at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Our annual 2-hour SEC Now selection special. We'll break down the men's and women's brackets, preview all the games the SEC teams are playing in. Top 3 seeds eliminated on Friday for the first time since 1983.
I'm actually looking forward to being an analyst in the women's tournament starting later this week. And I put my request in to go to see Caitlin Clark. I'm sure I'm the only person on that list.
I think you're probably at the top of the list, too. There's Broome working on Condon and got the foul.
From early in this game, Bruce Pearl has set the rules of what we're going to do offensively, and it's going through the hands of Janai Broome. Tom, even the early play calls, the secondary break patterns of Bruce Pearl throughout this game have been involving Janai Broome. Getting him on the move, getting him with some go touches, moving down towards the rim with force, not locking him into the block, and I love it.
Junior from Plant City, Florida, played high school ball at Tampa Catholic, started his college career at Morehead State. Bruce Pearl's use of the transfer portal, for the most part, has involved guys moving up a level. And he said he loves the fight of those guys that don't take anything for granted. They show up ready to prove themselves. He's put that pressure on Janai Broome all season long. Florida shot the ball well this half. They just can't keep up with the sizzling Auburn offense. Shot clock at 10. Here's Condon. Works Broome into the paint. And Janai Broome with the rebound.
He is dominating on both ends, Janai Broome.
He is 2 boards away from his 59th career double-double. Shady Johnson into Howell. Turns it into a 1-foot turnaround.
I don't remember one play call by Bruce Pearl this game that has involved finesse. It's jackhammer the ball inside. That's how you win on a neutral floor in March.
Halkin to Johnson. His own 1-foot fade away.
Now, those have become popular, haven't they, the last 30 seconds? Tough shots.
Broome posting Condon. Katie Johnson through on the breaks. What a move. Everybody contributing for this Auburn team. Looking for their first tournament title since 2019. Broome again on the boards. Auburn is shooting 65% in the second half. This is their largest lead of 15. Stolen away by Poland. Florida needs some offense. Poland, whoa! Absolutely rejected by Cheney Johnson. And finally, the combatants end up on this side of the floor. 5.5 to play.
Tom, the athletes and the size in this league, it just looks different than other conferences to me.
Broome, the lefty, back to his right. Got it. Largest lead of the game for Auburn.
Pay attention to who we are and what we can be, and they're doing it right now.
Yeah, the largest lead of the game, Marty, right now for Auburn. I said in the open, hungry dogs fight harder, and that's exactly what Auburn came to Nashville. Bruce Pearl very clearly telling his team in the first game of this tournament, we're here to win 9 in a row, not just 3. It's about this title, and then we're good enough to get to the Final Four and cut down the nets. just the boldness, the courage, the edge that Bruce Pearl coaches with. I think you got to have it in March.
Here's Katie Johnson working behind Cardwell. Shot clock at 9. Holloway. Shot clock at 5. Step back 3. And Houck got fouled on the rebound.
You want to have an anchor on the inside? It starts with a guy like Janai Broom, who's been so good today, Tom, off the move. Bruce Pearl's not locking him on the block so he can get doubled out of the game. He constantly puts him in play calls or isolations, and we know he's a really good assist guy. Can hit you for 4 or 5 backdoor passes as a pressure release. He is such a tough cover. If you're going to win a national championship this year or get to the Final Four, you're going to have a guy that can keep you from getting punked around the rim with the likes of the Zach Edey's and Mondo Baycots, all the bigs that are out there. Broom is that guy, and Cardwell as well. The depth at that 5 spot is a real bonus.
Yeah, I love Janai Broom and his relationship with Bruce Pearl. It's a constant challenge. Watching film earlier this season, he was going against a higher recruited big man, and Bruce Pearl looked right at him and said, they didn't want you. Nobody wanted you. This is your challenge.
That has been Bruce Pearl's continual message to his guys. You have to play with a massive chip. That's who he's been as a coach, grinding his way through. And Auburn right now 4 minutes away from cutting down what Bruce Pearl says is the first set of nets. We won't be done here in Nashville. They got a chance.
Playing their 4th game in 4 days.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough on them. This Auburn defense, and think about this number, Florida has only made 1 3-point shot in this game. Just 1. They just can't get good looks. The ball pressure is just relentless from Auburn. And when you can ball pressure and stay in front of the ball, man, it makes life almost impossible from an offensive standpoint against them.
Gators average 8 made threes a game. Here's Dylan Cardwell back to the free throw line. Senior from Augusta, Georgia. Played his high school ball in McEachern in Atlanta. And then Oak Hill, he was a 4-star recruit.
You know what else we found out this week? The jungle travels.
There's no doubt.
This place is full of orange and blue, obviously, with both teams, but it is 90% Auburn in Bridgestone Arena, getting ready to celebrate in a big-time way.
They'd love to take that home court atmosphere to more neutral sites. They have won 45 of the last 48 home games. 2 for 2 from the line for Cardwell. Largest lead of the game for Auburn. Zion pulling down the lane, off balance and grabbed by Cardwell. Auburn is shooting 62% in the second half. They really turned it up to win yesterday against Mississippi State after a sluggish first half. They're doing the same thing today after a 38-point first half. Already 40 in the second. Here's Jones. Jalen Williams puts it on the floor. Oh, tried to get it into Cardwell, who wanted it up instead of down. 3-ball, Will Richard. Nope. Another chance for the Gators. Clayton wanted the whistle. Cardwell has the basketball. Big fella rumbling. 8-0 Auburn won a 21-point lead.
Auburn is the only team in the country, Tom, on Selection Sunday, top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency. That's a big statement. With all the great teams out there, the UConns, the Purdue's, the Houstons, Arizona, Tennessee, this, number-wise, is the most complete team that we have in college basketball on Selection Sunday.
And it's complimentary for this team. 8 steals and 18 points off Florida turnovers. A kick from Pullen. What has been better today, offense or defense?
Yeah, you just toss the coin because they've been outstanding on both ends. Everybody that's played has played double-figure minutes. No one's had to log more than about 25, but that's the depth that Bruce Pearl has, and it's unique depth. The backup point is a true point guard. The backup 2 is a true 2 all the way through the lineup. The system doesn't change. The play calls don't have to change when you get into foul trouble. They are a real problem in that next tournament they will be a part of.
Jones gets fouled by Clayton. That's his 4th.
Over here for Mississippi State, you guys are solidly on along with Texas A&M. That Texas A&M non-conference strength of schedule. Their wins over a team like Iowa State, who won the Big 12. Rest assured, Buzz Williams, Chris Jans, you're the 7th and 8th team out of this league this year.
Jimmy, none of these coaches fly commercial. They've all been locked down with contract extensions over the last couple of weeks, starting with Lamont Paris of South Carolina. Ohio State had some interest there. He's staying at South Carolina. Nate Oates an extension. Todd Golden an extension. It rumbles on as this league continues to invest in basketball. Aberdeen, quiet game. That's a big bucket. He's going to the line. Bruce Pearl is always invested. He's always emotional. This was moments ago.
I think he reflects back on the path, the road, the challenges that he's faced as a head coach. Those words, grateful, thankful, gratitude, they resonate within this program. And the coaching tree grows. Look at Todd Golden behind him right there. Todd Golden patterning himself a lot under Bruce Pearl in terms of how hard you have to work and be the first guy into work, the last guy to leave. And man, the love right there between a father and a son, and we've seen them go at it this year. And Stephen Pearl's not a yes guy on that bench, but great emotion in March.
Let's check in with Zuba Mahente.
Tom, over on ESPN News, Temple and UAB have tipped AAC title game. Absolute big stealer on the line. Temple could get the AQ with a 17-19 record if they win. Otherwise, it's Andy Kennedy's UAB Blazers. Right now, ESPN News.
All right, Zubin, thanks. Lane violation for Janai Broome. The American got an extra bid when Florida Atlantic lost in the semis yesterday. Dylan Cardwell coming back on the floor for Auburn. Janai Broome will get a rest with 2 to play. And Jalen Williams exits as well. Bruce Pearl going to get an opportunity to get his leaders off the floor. Nobody in an Auburn uniform has won more games than Jalen Williams. And Bruce Pearl started this tournament day 1 by saying we're going to win 3 here, then we're going to win another 6. Program history, 1 Final Four for Auburn. It came the same year they won the SEC tournament in 2019. And that, too, was a veteran team under Bruce Pearl. Guys who knew his leadership, who knew his motivation, who knew the expectations.
And they got hot shooting at the right time. And, you know, Auburn today, very impressive. Only 6 out of 19 from the three-point line. But that strength inside with Broome and Jalen Williams and the drive ability. This is an Auburn team that can beat you, Tom, in so many different ways. They were more reliant on the 3-ball than this team right now. And they have completely emptied their tank here in Nashville. So we'll take a mature, older team to refocus, reset. And Bruce Pearl will have his guys dialed right back in on that next bracket within the next 24 hours.
1:51 to play. If there's not a late Gator rally and losing Micah Hanlogton in 3 minutes into this game, what does next weekend look like for this Florida team?
I still think they're capable of getting to the second weekend. That's a big hit, the loss of Micah Hanlogton. You missed the first half. A horrific lower leg injury. Will be out for the rest of the season. It took Florida a while to regroup and refocus. They fought back hard, but that's a shot to the depth. And Todd Golden now, well, the good news is guys like Tyree Samuel and Condon and Thomas Houck, they still have really good bigs along that front line, but you can't lose a 7-1 kid at some point that doesn't really affect you in that NCAA tournament.
Bruce Pearl emptying the bench. Carter Sabera into the game. Golden has done the same. Here's Aberdeen over Cardwell for the bucket.
Yeah, Tom, the growth of this league, basketball, just in the last couple of years. Back-to-back years, the SEC is going to put 8 teams in the NCAA tournament, so 16 bids over the last 2 years. Matches what the Big 12 is also going to do.
Cardwell man jam and a salute.
But Tom, it's the coaches in this league, the hires of guys like Bruce Pearl and Todd Golden, Lamont Paris, and those guys, Nate Oates, all those guys signing contract extensions. This is the league to be a part of now in so many ways.
It's a great article from The Athletic earlier this week. Joe Rexrode and Kyle Tucker. They talked about the spending in this league, the commitment, and the first move that was really made 11 years ago when the league only got 3 bids was to bring Bruce Pearl to the Plains, turn around Auburn. More coaches followed, and the league as a whole really took off. Only 3 bids for this league in 2003.
That is amazing. And
or 2013, excuse me.
Yeah, under the leadership of Greg Sankey, who's trying to fix all of college sports, it seems like, when we talk to him. But he has held his coaches and the scheduling to a certain standard, the investment in the programs. Yeah, Bruce Pearl. I just go back to the message that he is sending to his guys, not backing away from any pressure, any smoke. Bring the smoke to us. We came here to win this tournament, and we will start talking about winning the next one after we celebrate this one in 47 seconds.
Cardwell at the block, and he ends up with it. Patterson lost his balance. Shot clock is still on, and May gets fouled. Florida will go into the NCAA tournament at 24-11. Auburn will enter at 27-7, and all but one of their wins this season will have come by double digits. They have blown the doors off of most opponents. The lone exception was yesterday against Mississippi State. And their crowd, their fans are excited about it.
Yeah, the only, single-digit win for Auburn all year, right?
Yep. Liskus got his hands on that one. And we got a jump ball possession arrow going the other way.
Tom, shout out to our guys, Scott Matthews and Derek Mobley. There's none better than that producer and director chair. And all the folks that have been with us this week, the hours that they put in, and let the celebration begin for the Auburn Tigers. They owned Bridgestone Arena this afternoon.
Bruce Pearl pleaded with his fans to come. They did. Mentor and pupil. 2 of only 12 Jewish coaches in Division I men's basketball. They are tight. They are family. And Todd Golden told Marty before the game, I hate we have to play them for a title.